แนะนำไว้นะครับภาษาอังกฤษต้องฝึกทุกวันนะครับจะเอาบทเรียนตัวนี้ไปฝึกพูดกันนะฮะพูดกับเพื่อนในห้องหรือว่าจะพูดกับตัวเองหน้าก็ได้นะครับเป็นการทบทวนให้ลืมนะครับนะฮะสำหรับในเซสชั่นต่อไปนะครับก็จะเป็นแขกรับเชิญของเราอย่างที่ผมเรียนอยู่เสมอว่าการที่เราจะต้องพบปะสังสรรค์กับผู้คนเนี่ยคงไม่ได้เป็นเฉพาะเจ้าของภาษานะครับก็เราอาจจะต้องเจอกับชนผู้ชาวต่างชาติมาจากชาติต่างๆที่ไม่ได้ใช้ภาษาอังกฤษเป็นภาษาราชการหรือภาษาแม่นะครับฉะนั้นสำเนียงภาษาเขาก็จะแตกต่างออกไปนะครับวันนี้เราก็เริ่มนะครับจาก15ชาตินะครับที่เราเชิญมาเป็นแขกรับเชิญเนี่ยวันนี้เราจะเริ่มต้นด้วยคนเป็นชาวเนปาลนะครับเนปาลนะครับถึงแม้ว่าเขาจะไม่ได้ใช้ภาษาอังกฤษเป็นภาษาราชการนะครับแต่คนเนปาลมีความทักษะความสามารถในการพูดภาษาอังกฤษที่ดีมากนะครับเพราะฉะนั้นจะขอเรียนเชิญวันนี้ว่านะฮะเขาจะพรีเซนต์ในเรื่องของทั่วๆไปนะครับแล้วก็มีเรื่องของป่าไม้ด้วยนะครับพอหลังจากพรีเซนต์จบเนี่ยผมอยากที่จะแนะนำให้ทุกคนนะครับได้ใช้โอกาสนะครับฝึกพูดนะครับฝึกถามนะครับสนทนากับเขาโดยตรงเพื่อสร้างความคุ้นเคยในสำเนียงและเอ็กเซนต์กับเขานะฮะให้มากนะครับทั้งสองท่านเนี่ยก็เป็นเพื่อนร่วมชั้นของทางคุณย่อหรือคุณศศิมาที่เบจิงฟอร์ซิตี้ยูนิเวอร์ซิตี้ที่ประเทศจีนถ้าหากว่าใครมีข้อสงสัยนะครับอยากจะถามเขาเรื่องการเรียนนะฮะหรือเรื่องของการที่จะไป tracking ที่ยอดเขาหิมาลัยเพราะว่ายอดเขาเอเวอเรสต์นะครับก็ตั้งอยู่ในประเทศเนปาลนะครับเพราะฉะนั้นเป็นโอกาสที่ดีนะครับใช้โอกาสนี้ในการศึกษาเต็มที่เราจะเปิดห้องไปเรื่อยๆนะครับคงไม่จำกัดแค่ครึ่งชั่วโมงแล้วก็จากนั้นที่ใครถามไปจนกว่าจะหมดคำถามนะครับเราถึงจะปิดนะฮะตอนนี้ย่อทางสปีกเกอร์เราเข้ามายังครับฮัลโหลย่อสุบิน่าเข้ามาหรือยังวินาเกิดสุรัตน์เข้ามายังครับ
Hello, am I audible?
Hello, good afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon. That's welcome to our class. Thank you very much for giving your time today. So I already informed the participants and the learners for the honorable of you to join us for giving some of the information about the Nepal. And then one thing would like to inform you that this session is the English practice. So I would like to encourage all the participants to participate you in terms of asking the question, or sometimes that if they have something would like to make the clarification Nepal. So please don't be hesitate to inform them and then to tell them. So we will open that for around 30 minutes for your information delivery. And then after that, we will open the free time for all the learners to ask about Nepal. Because as I already mentioned, this training course is the basic English practice. So I would like to encourage them that to try to speak to you, talk to you, and practice to familiar with your Nepalese accent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
that is really good.
Hello,
Thank you
am
so
I
much.
audible? Am I audible?
If you already, so I will give the floor to you, and then you can then start that you are talking and then
When you finish
presenting.
the class, you send it by yourself.
Hello, can I confirm if I'm audible? Is my sound?
Good afternoon, Sabina.
Good afternoon, Preja, sir.
Yes, nice to see you here. Okay, I will pass the floor to you, then you can start that you're talking.
Thank you. Sawadee
Yeah, thank you
ka,
very much.
everybody. It is a pleasure to meet you all. Please give me a few seconds. I'll try and share my screen. Can anybody please confirm if my screen is visible? Can you see the slides?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yes.
So Sawadika, everybody. I'm
Yes,
very
I can.
happy to be talking to all of you, and I'd like to thank Sashima for this opportunity, so that I and my friend Shivaraj Thapa could come and talk to all of you. I'm looking forward to know all of you very nicely. So today we would like to start with explaining about where we come from, about our country, Nepal. And likewise, can you give me a second? Good afternoon. Please give me a few seconds. I cannot change my slides from here. Okay, I'll just change it from here. So today we will be talking about a few things, including where we come from, including the forests that are in Nepal, and including how me and my friend Shivraj could speak in English, because as you might know, in Nepal, we speak Nepali language. English is not our first language. So we learned English as we grew up, and we are able to speak this way right now. So we want to share a story about how we could learn and speak English this way. Now, starting with Nepal. So Nepal is right there, that red area between China and India. It is very near to Thailand, and it is a small country with only 28.61 million people. That is the flag of our country, and it is a very small country. As you can see, the area is very small. It is divided into 7 provinces, and we are not a monarchy like Thailand. We have a parliamentary republic with multi-party system. And talking about demography, which is the people that live in Nepal, for a small country like ours, we have very different people from different background, from different ethno-linguistic groups. And likewise, talking about religion, we are 81% Hindus and 10% Buddhist. But even if we are, the Buddhist population is very small, we take Buddhism very seriously, because even if I am a Hindu, we celebrate Buddhist festivals and we pray Buddha a lot. So that is it for short description of our country. There is a problem. I cannot change my slides from here. We just end. So I'll just stay in this page. So as I said, Nepal is a very diverse country, and as you can see in the picture in the slide, we come in a lot of shapes and sizes. People have different skin color, people have different facial features. I have small eyes and very big cheeks and a dark skin, but there are people who are more darker than me. There are people who are lighter than me. There are people with big eyes, small eyes. So we are very diverse. We look very different from one another. That being said, we are very welcoming and nice people. So if you want to ever visit Nepal, I'm sure that you will enjoy visiting here and you will enjoy talking to Nepali people a lot. Likewise, talking about the food, of Nepal, we are between India and China. So our culture is a unique mix between Indian culture and a little bit of Tibetan culture. But even if we are a mix of culture, we have a lot of different food and a very unique way of living. So as you can see in the slides, these are the original food of Nepal. And it would be great if you ever come to Nepal and try these food. So as maybe you can see my mouse pointer, the first one is called Samay Bhaji. So like Thailand, In Thailand, you eat a lot of rice, right? Sticky rice or non-sticky rice. In Nepal, also, we eat a lot of rice. In morning, we eat rice. In the evening, we eat rice. And for snacks, what we do is we dry the rice, then we beat the rice until the rice becomes flat. So we store that beaten rice and then we eat it with chicken meat, with buffalo meat, fish, egg, potatoes, and beans. So that is samay bhaji. And this figure, it is usually eaten in breakfast. It is called jeri swari. It is somewhat a mix of Indian dish. And then this one is a snack. It is called yomari. It is a little bit hard to explain what it is, but if you come to Nepal, I would be more than eager to help you eat it. Yes? Okay, so likewise, this is thiro, and these are like a mix of all meals, and this white thing is Nepali beer. It is also called chang, and it is white in color, and it is made from fermented rice, and it is very tasty. And this is how a typical Nepalese meal looks like. So it has rice and a lot of side dishes. Likewise, this is dumpling momo, and it has a chicken or buffalo filling or vegetable filling too if you are a vegetarian. So you're most welcome to come and try all these food when you come to Nepal. Likewise, we have a very unique culture, which is a mix of Hindu culture and Buddhist culture. And all of these culture that you can see in all of these festivals that you can see in the screen, they have like very deep religious values. So they are not for tourist attraction and they do not show this to tourists. So if you want to like see what actually happens, it gets very wild. So if you want to see what this happens, you have to make friends with a local of Nepal, with a person who actually lives in Kathmandu, and I live in Kathmandu. So if you want to witness and see this, you can contact me so that I know that you are in Nepal and I can take you to like witness these deeply religious festivals. Now, Nepal is divided into three zones according to its topography or geography. The top part is Himalayas. It has very tall mountains, including the tallest one of all, Mount Everest. And the middle part is filled with hills. So it has very high hills, and the major cities of Nepal are also in the middle region, in the hilly region. And lastly, the Tarai belt, which is the flatland, the third picture, flatland, and it has the most fertile soils where people farm a lot, and it has complete plain land. And there is in Tarai region, there is Lumbini, which is also known as the birthplace of Lord Buddha. So in every zone, in every these three zones of Nepal, there are beautiful places, there are beautiful tourist attractions. If you go to the top, to the Himalayan region, you can go trekking, you can go to Upper Mustang, which is very beautiful. You can climb mountains if you are an adventurous person. And if you want the city life of Nepal, you can come to the Middle Hills. You can come to Kathmandu, you can come to Pokhara. Kathmandu has a lot of temples. Pokhara has beautiful lakes. And you can go to other small cities like Bandipur or Gorkha, which is very nice hills and very nice views. And lastly, if you want to come to Tarai, you can go to Chituvan National Park and other national parks that has a lot of different animals. And if you are a fan of flora and fauna and you are a researcher, you can go there and do your research. If you are a Hindu, you can come to this temple, which is called Janaki Temple. And if you are a Buddhist, I believe that you have visited Lumbini at least once. And if you haven't, I think you should, because it is a beautiful place religiously and visually too. So with this, I would like to invite my friend Shivaraj Thapa. He is a forester and a GIS expert, and he will be talking on the forests of Nepal.
Thank you, Sabina, and good afternoon, everybody. My name is Shivaraj Thapa. My background is forestry, and I work for environment resource management. So I will talk to you about forest of Nepal. Like we said, Nepal is a small mountainous country. A majority of the land is under the mountainous region, and we have only few flat land in the Tarai region. The country total area is 14.7 million hectare, and out of that total area, we have 44% forest cover. And that, can you go to next slide, please? And out of that total forest coverage, 32% are managed by the community people, and 68% are managed by the government of Nepal. So among the total forest cover, 82% are managed outside the protected area, and 18% are managed inside the protected area as a core area and buffer area. Next slide. So we have 35 forest type and broadly categorize them into 10 major categories, from tropical forest to alpine forest. Tropical forest we can find below 1000 meter elevation from the sea level, and alpine forest we can find above the 4100 meter elevation from the mean sea level. And we have some interesting characteristic so that we can say Nepal is rich in diversity. Like Nepal is a transitional location between Palearctic and Indo-Malayan line. Nepal is a meeting point of eastern and western Himalayas. Likewise, we have diverse topography from 57 meter elevation to the top of the world, 8848 meter from the mean sea level. Similarly, we have 75 vegetation types and 118 ecosystem types. These are the interesting and unique features that make our country Nepal is rich in biodiversity. Can you go to the next slide? Yeah, Nepal is rich in forest, and large number of people depend on the forest. So agriculture together with forestry sector contributed 35% to the GDP, and forestry sector alone contributed 15% in the GDP. So large number of people are depending on the forest resources. That's why main energy source in Nepal is timber and firewood. And we have very less forest-based industries and forest enterprises. So we export raw NTFP to other countries, mostly in India, which is worth about 8.6 to 35 million US dollar. Next slide. Yeah, community forestry in Nepal is one of the successful program in Nepal in terms of greenery development, in terms of poverty reduction, and in terms of biodiversity conservation. So simply, community forest is a part of national forest handed over to the community people for its protection, for its development, and for its own utilization. So what happens in community forest is the land of the forest belongs to the government, and CFUC group, community user group, will manage and utilize that forest. And both the parties, forest user group and division forest office, regulates their every activities inside the forest, and they need to make a forest operational plan, making the committee involving every people from the community, like women, disadvantaged group, other vulnerable group, should be included in that committee, and that committee will form a forest management plan, and based on that management plan, people do all the development activities and management activities inside the forest, and they need to revise that their operational plan in every 5 to 10 years. Next slide, please. Yeah. Like I said, we have 44% of forest coverage. That means we have 5.96 million hectare of forest, and out of that, we have 35.5 million forest that is potential to hand over as a community forest. So in present situation, we have more than 19,000 forests in Nepal as a that already handed over to community people as a community forestry program. And except community forest, we do have visual forest for poor people and the people who wants to do tourism or recreational activities. And we do have collaborative forest management and some private forest. And if you say in a region wise, community forestry program is more popular in mountainous region. Next slide. Yeah, this from this picture you can see how bare land is converted into green land after the implementation of community forestry program in Nepal. So this is one of the major achievement of community forestry program in terms of greenery development, biodiversity increase biodiversity, and it helps to reduce erosion and minimize the forest fragmentation. So community forestry overall provides a lot of benefits to local people, like they are collecting firewood for cooking, they are collecting fodder and grasses for their livestock, they are using tree leaves to make a green manure for their field, and they are collecting anti-FB and other medicinal herbs, and they sell those forest products and improve their livelihood and on the income. So these are the things that I would like to share about the forest of Nepal. And from now, I also want to share my English journey. So I did my schooling from the government school. So I studied every subject in my school in Nepali, and I used to speak in Nepali with my friends and my teachers up to the grade 10. Then after that, I moved to high school where I had to study everything in English. During that time, initially, it was really hard for me because I could not understand the teacher what they speak in, because they taught us everything in English. And it was very difficult for me to take note as well. And so I used to copy notes from my friend, and I started giving time to to improve my English. I started reading newspaper. I started reading books. I started watching English program, and I started talking with my friends in English. And one of the I went to China for my master's degree, and that was one of the opportunity to improve my English, because my study medium was English. I had to speak and listen in English in the class, and as well as outside the class, my classmates are from different country, so I had to speak in English. There is no other option for me, so that helps me a lot to improve my English. And when I back from China to Nepal, I joined Environment Resource Management. It is an international organization. So my colleagues were from India, Thailand, and USA. So I had to speak in English if I need to give presentation, if I need to attend meeting, or if I need to ask something. So I had to speak in English. That also helped me a lot to improve my English. And till I'm still working on English to improve more. So whoever wants to learn English or wants to improve their English, I would like to suggest one website, that is bbcenglishlearning.com. So they have the website, they have YouTube channel, they have the page on Facebook and page on Instagram. They are all over the social media. You can connect with them, you can visit their channel, and you can find a lot of material to improve your vocabulary, to improve your grammar, to improve your pronunciation. You can learn a lot from that. By this, I would request Sabina to share her ideas and to share her English journey. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shivaraj. We all heard Shivaraj's story. Now, I'd like to share my story on how I started speaking English, on how I could speak English fluently. So, unlike Shivaraj, who studied in Nepali medium, I was privileged enough to study in an English medium school. So, my English is my third language. It's not even my first language. My first language is this. This is my mother tongue, which is called Newari. So it is a mix between Bhutanese, Tibetan language. And when I was a baby, my all family members would speak this language. So I only spoke Newari when I was a baby and when I was growing up. And then I joined my school and I had to speak Nepali because that is our national language. So I went to school, I started speaking Nepali, and as I grew up, schools started being a no Nepali zone. So if you go into a school, you only have to speak in English because they are English boarding school. But then even our teachers, they could not speak in English well. They used to speak in broken English. Everybody would speak in broken English. They would try very hard, but they could not improve. And I studied in English for I think 13 years. All my subjects, all science, maths was in English, and only one subject was in Nepali. But even if we had to study everything in English, all my friends, all my teachers, they still could not speak in English confidently. They still had difficulty to write a passage in English. They still could not understand when some foreign person, a person from UK or USA, if they speak in English, my friends, my teachers would be nervous because they could not understand what the person is saying. So after studying in English for so long, my friends, my parents, my teachers became very surprised about how I can speak in English properly, but they cannot. So what different did I do due to which I can properly communicate in English? So I thought about it. I sat down and I thought about why my English is good and why my friends' English is not good, even if we studied English for many years. That is because since I was a baby, my habit was different from theirs. So today, I'd like to share about what habits I took and what habits you can follow so that you will be comfortable with the language. Because you have a teacher who will teach you all the necessary rules and grammars of English. But if you do not have the habit of incorporating English in your life, it will be very hard to communicate well. So I will be sharing about 4 things of English that you can do to make English your habit and so that you'll be comfortable and confident to speak English. Let's start with listening because when you are a small baby, the first thing you do is listen, right? The first thing you do is listen and then you learn. So to learn English, first you need to listen very well. Now, how to listen very well? Because I am Nepali, all of you are Thai. We all grew up learning a different language. So now how do we change to something? So first step is you start watching English shows. First, if you do not have a basic English knowledge yet, you can start with shows like, I can't again change it. So sorry. Try again. You can start with shows like this. They are children's cartoon shows, and they speak in a very slow tone, and they use very simple words because they are designed for children. So if you want to learn English as a second language, you can start with these shows first, like Peppa Pig or Mickey Mouse Clubhouse or Dookie's Adventure or Beatbugs. If you have children, you can keep them with you and watch them so that your children will also have fun. And if you cannot understand what they say, I suggest you use subtitles first. You can either choose English subtitles, and even if you have difficulty to read that English, you can use Thai subtitles so that you can read Thai and then listen and then understand what they are saying. And you will be learning how to use words, you'll be learning new words. And if you can understand these children shows, then you can upgrade to these American shows like Friends, Simpsons, How I Met Your Mother, or Lucifer.
เว
And
ลามัน
then
จับหมดอะรถบรรทุกอะส่วนใหญ่เวลาขนผักอะของหลานมันก็โดนเวลาไปอะถอดออกแต่เวลาไปตรวจนะมันถอดออกหมด แต่เวลาที่มันทำงานเอามาใส่ใหม่ใส่คอกใส่อะไร
ขอ
ใส่
อนุ
ใหม่
ญาต
ปุ๊บ
ค่ะ
ใส่
ปิด
แน
ไม
บ
ค์
ใหม่
ด้วย
เสร็จ
นะคะ เสียงท่านรบกวนเข้ามาในห้องประชุมอะค่ะ ขอโทษด้วยนะคะ
hello, I'm so sorry, one moment. Sorry, I felt like coughing. So after you understand the cartoons, you can move to these American shows, because American shows are a bit easier than understanding British shows. So after that, you can upgrade to British shows like Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, or Sherlock. And note that all these shows are not for children. You have to watch it alone. And after that, you can upgrade to news. You can watch CNN and you can watch BBC because they have the most advanced English, and they speak in very hard vocabulary and they speak really fast. So if you can understand this, you'll be a master in English. So what I suggest you to do is when you watch it, keep a copy with you. And if you hear a new word that you don't know, take note of that word. And then search the meaning of that word in your dictionary. And then practice making sentences with it and practice talking to other people using that sentence. So now the other part is reading. So reading might be a bit hard for new beginners. So you can start with books with very simple English, like these 3 books. You can take a screenshot of this or note it down: The Curious Incident, The Little Prince, or Revolution 2020. So since I am from Nepal, Revolution 2020 has easier English for me. But similarly, for Thai people, there might be other kinds of book that has very simple English. So start with these, buy that book, read it, so that you will have the habit of starting to read English. And after that, you can upgrade to the New York Times or other kinds of magazines, which is based on US or UK, to have that habit of reading difficult sentences. So likewise, practice reading this book and look for new words. And the other way you can practice is read a book or read a chapter, then you go to your friend and try to explain what is in that book. So in that way, you can improve your speaking too. So the third part is writing. And the best way to practice writing is journaling, which is basically writing diary. Now you can start with writing what you did today or what happened today. You can buy a book, you can buy a diary and start noting down. You can write today's date, 1st September 2021, and you can write, today I woke up at 6 a.m., I brushed my teeth, I ate pancakes for breakfast, then I went to my car and went to my office and I met my friends. So start with that. And once you have this habit of writing about what you did or what happened today, start writing about how you feel or how you think. So you can write the same thing in a different way. For the first, maybe you just write, today my boss said good things to me, and then I went for lunch. Now you can start writing how you feel. You can say, my boss praised me for at work. I felt really happy. Then you can write what you think. I think that if you work hard enough, everything works out. Or I think today my boss was in a good mood, so he praised me and I felt really happy. And after you can do that too, start writing essays or articles. You can describe about politics, movies, or social issues that you could have thought, but you couldn't write. Now you could write maybe, I believe women must be given equal rights as men, because women are powerful, they are hardworking. Or you can say, I like this government of Thailand right now. They have provided so many opportunities for people. So just practice writing all of these things. And lastly, speaking. So speaking has these 4 important things. The first one is pronunciation, which as a second language, we tend to make a lot of mistakes. Fluency, the way we speak without any flaws, using correct sentence structure. And lastly, confidence. So how can you build this? Okay. The first way, the fun way, is by singing, going for karaoke. So you can go to karaoke and you can sing English songs. And you can do that a lot, because the more you do it, the more fluent your language will be and the more you can pronounce well. But not Thai karaoke. To improve English, you have to go to English karaoke. If you do not have a karaoke bar, there are a lot of karaoke channels in YouTube. If you cannot find it, you can text me, I will send you the link, and you can sing loudly those English songs, and eventually you'll have a good pronunciation and good fluency. And the best way is to get a language partner. It is best if you find a person who already has a good English, or you can also find a person who is a beginner, and set a day, like say 2 hours, we will only speak English, or this week we will only speak English, and speak in English with that person every day, which will improve your speaking. And the third is practice, 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 and make it a habit. And by doing this, you will be good in English and you will be able to confidently communicate in English. All the best for your English journey. That is it for the presentation. Now, I will be more than happy to converse with you and get your questions.
Thank you so much, Sabina and Shivaraj, for joining with us. So I will give this opportunity to my participant to communicate with you. Okay? โอเค ตอนนี้นะคะก็เปิดโอกาสนะคะให้ทุกคนได้มีการพูดหรือว่าสอบถามเขานะคะ ใครต้องการที่จะฝึกตัวเองก็เราเปิดโอกาสนี้ให้พูดให้ซักถามได้เลยค่ะ มีไหมคะ
ขออนุญาตสอบถามครับ
ค่ะ สอบถามเป็นภาษาอังกฤษนะคะ
I want to ask you some question. Nepal is a nice country. There are many beautiful places that you show. But I want to know what the meaning of the shape and the symbol of your flag.
Okay. I might not know it in detail, but it is a flag that represents sun and moon, which are gods in Hinduism. So before, I think 8 years ago, Nepal was a Hindu country. It was a Hindu country, but now it is a secular country where all religions are followed. So since it was a Hindu country before, we have that flag where moon is a god that promotes peace, and a sun is a provider that protects us. So combining moon and sun and red color, which is the national color of Nepal, we have that flag with this shape. I hope it answers your question.
Okay, thank you. And thank you in your method that useful for beginning to learn English.
Thank you. Glad you found it useful.
Good afternoon, Sabina.
Good afternoon. Nice to see you again.
Yes, you last. Nice to see you again. Glad to meet you. So long time we not met you.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
I think some friend in our group would like to say hi to you too. And right
Yeah.
now, internet we get problem. I think next that is we would like to invite our friend to talk with friend. Yes. No, ขออนุญาตนะคะ I would like to introduce my boss, Miss
Yeah.
Miss Simon Thong Sikot. Miss Simon Thong Sikot. Yes, she is my chief. We work together. The number is 109. Please, Simon พูดกับเพื่อนหน่อย
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I can speak English a little bit.
Yeah, that is nice.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay.
We work together, but we work together in same office. But my office is a second floor. But my chief, she work on the yes.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice.
ก็ขออนุญาตนะคะ จะบอกว่าเพื่อนในปาเนี่ยจะพูดเก่งมากเลย แล้วก็น่ารักมาก แล้วก็อาหารที่นำเสนอ I would like to describe to our friend about about how to say you speak English very well when we go to the attending some the conference in Inner Mongolia.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's really good to hear that.
Yes. Oh. Somebody told me it's ไม่ทราบว่าท่านอื่นจะมีคำถามอะไรกับเพื่อนๆไหมคะ
I have question for Syria.
เปิดมา
Yes.
I know in the India have Sisapine Sapan or say Sapan tree or Sapan. In Nepal have Sapan wood.
I think Shivaraj can answer that better. Can you answer that, Shivaraj?
Hello.
Yes. Yes,
I
you're
couldn't
audible.
get his question. Can you explain it?
นักศึกษาขอคำถามอีกรอบหนึ่งค่ะ
I knew in India have Sapan wood or Sisapine Sapan or Sapan tree. I want to know in the Nepal have Sapan tree. You know
You mean-
Sapan tree? Sisapine Sapan.
You mean pine wood?
The plant name Sisapine Sapan or Sapan wood or Sapan tree.
No, I think we don't have that plant.
Okay.
Maybe he's
Maybe he can.
wooden bridge.
Maybe
Wooden
can
bridge.
you?
Wooden bridge.
Maybe can you type the name of that tree in the chat so that we can understand? Because I think because of pronunciation difference, we could not get it.
นักศึกษาพิมพ์ได้ไหมคะ
Root bridge.
มันจะเป็นชื่อจีนหรือเปล่า
Root-
ซับพันวูด
Sappanwood.
คือซา
Sure.
No, we don't have sappan wood. Mostly we use wood for construction is Soria robusta and Dalbergia sisa. We mostly use those two plants for the construction.
So we'd welcome more questions. You can ask anything.
Hello.
พี่จันเพนเชิญเลย
May
ค่ะ
I ask you about
Hello?
some question?
Yes, sure.
Yes, yeah.
ใครก่อนคะใครก่อน
พี่จันเพนเชิญเลยค่ะ ยกมือมาเชิญเลยค่ะ
โอเคค่ะขอบคุณค่ะ Good afternoon, Sabina and Shivaraj. I have been to Nepal for 5 years ago for trekking at Annapurna Base Camp or ABC. I have been to Kathmandu and Pokhara city. It's very impressed for me. I want to know now ABC is open for tourism.
Yes, in my knowledge, it is open for tourism because we can see a lot of tourists right now. But I think that before coming to Nepal, you need to have a PCR test. And I don't even think you need quarantine right now. So I think it is open. You can look at it more, maybe contact a travel agency and confirm. But all the flights are open and you are most welcome to visit again.
Okay, hope to go back again. Thank you.
Yes. Thank
คุณ
you.
พรทิพย์เชิญค่ะ คุณพรทิพย์เชิญค่ะ
Hello, everyone. Hello, friend from Nepal. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I have some question and something, and my question is about my interesting of the forest management of Nepal. You know, I just know, right? I have got some seminar the Nepal has the record about policy of forest management. About the population of Nepal can take the tree from Nepal. Yeah, everyone can take the tree about five tree of lies them. Yeah, like that. I just want you can explain for me about this knowledge. Can you hear me?
Yes, I think Shivaraj can answer that better.
Yeah. So I just want you explain the policy of forest management of Nepal about the tree. The people can take the tree about five tree of like that. You can?
Yeah,
Just
we
yeah.
we have the forest management guideline, and we strictly follow in that case. Like if you are from the forestry background, then you might know about the selection system. We apply those selection system. What happens in that system is people select the best trees to cut down whenever they need. The national forest hand over to the community, and community people make one committee of 12 member or 15 member, depend on how big the community is, and so that committee will decide every activities inside the forest. So when they need timber or firewood, they select the forest trees based on the selection system, and based on the selection system they select the best trees and cut down whenever they need. But everything or every activities should be included in the management plan of that community forest. Without those management plan, they cannot do anything. But if they mention those activities in the community forest management plan, then they can decide which tree they can cut down or which tree they need to save. In that way, following the selection system, people are managing and they're fulfilling their demand.
คุณธนิดาค่ะเชิญค่ะ คุณธนิดาเชิญ
May I ask something?
Yes.
Do you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Because your slide, I really interesting about your culture, and I want to know about if someone die, your country burn in a temple or flat on water like India country.
The system is the same. Even in India, if you are a Hindu, you burn the dead body. In Nepal also, we do not burn the dead body inside the temple, but we have rivers. So you always burn the dead body beside a river. So there is this, they already make this place a designated place. They already say, if you have to burn, you have to burn in this place. So you burn. Some rivers are near temples, some are not. So you burn the dead body there, and then you throw the remains, the ashes of that body into the river.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Sure.
ถามอีกไหมคะ ค่ะพี่สุวรรณาเชิญค่ะ
Hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear
Yes.
me?
Yes.
I'm Suvarna. Sorry. Good afternoon. I'm Suvarna. I think your presentation is very interesting. Tell me a lot of things about Nepal, and I'm interested in your food. A big variety of your food, especially I would like to know about your Nepali beer. And can you tell me how can you make your Nepali beer?
Okay. So I have never made beer myself, but I have seen my mother and my grandmother make that beer. So they first cook rice, and then they put rice in water, and then they add some chili, and then they pack the vessel so that it is very warm, and then they put that rice, that vessel, away in a storeroom for, I think, 5 months or 6 months. And then there is, after 5 or 6 months in the winter, then my grandmother and my mother, after there is this one smell, then they take it out and then they squeeze that rice, and then we have our natural beer. And also we have other kinds of alcohol that is made in home. In my home, in my terrace, my grandmother has been making alcohol for 18 years. So it's not for selling, it's just for drinking ourselves. And they ferment fruits like grapes and apples, and put it in a vessel and like keep taking out alcohol for more than 18 years. So that is the limited information I have on how we make beer.
Yeah, thank you. But I think it looks so good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
คำถามเพิ่มไหมคะ ใครประสงค์สอบถามอะไรเพิ่มเติมไหมคะ ค่ะ เชิญค่ะ
Hello everyone. It's nice to see you again. I think I have met you in Beijing last year, and I am very interested in community forest management in Nepal because I know that the people in Nepal can participate in the forest management and can be successful under community forest management too. For this, my question is how the government promotes the people to participate in forest management, especially in terms of economic benefits for the community forest management.
Yeah, the government provide the information like whenever they handed over the part of national forest to them, they said this is your forest and this you need
เตรียมตัวไปราชการเลย มดจองที่พักแล้วเรียบร้อ
ขอย โทษค่ะ เสียงคุณเข้ามาในห้องอบรมค่ะ ขอโทษด้วยนะคะ
Okay, we
So
can
that you
start
can
again.
continue.
Yeah, the question how the government promote the participation of community people in the management of community forest. So
Yes.
in our case, whenever the government handed over the part of national forest to the community, the community feels like this is our forest and we need to conserve it, and if we can conserve it, then we can use it on our own. The community people have the ownership feeling for the conservation and utilization as well. The government only provide them the technical support while preparing the forest management plan and harvesting the forest product. They provide technical support only, but all the ownership of forest product gives to the community people. That's why community people are more encouraged to participate in the community forest. And another thing is, in the recent amendment of the provision of our forest policy, uh, we need to include at least 50% of women in the committee, so that because most in our case mostly in the rural areas, uh, women are the women play the major role in the household work, like collecting firewood, fetching water. So if if women are playing the major role while collecting fodder and firewood and other forest product, then if we can participate, we can promote their participation, then it will be easier to conserve the forest. With that aim, government made the provision of 50% women participation in the every community forest user group. So in that way, people are encouraged to manage and to conserve and to use sustainable use of the forest product.
That is very interesting. And another question is, so in your country, that means the committee can harvest the timber, not only the non-timber forest product, right?
Yeah, they can harvest timber product as well, but they need to do the assessment first every year, and they measure the tree height, tree diameter, and they measure the per hectare. They calculate the per hectare tree, and they decide how much tree can be harvested from that particular forest based on the guideline. They have the community forest guideline, and with the based on that guideline, they can calculate the per hectare number of trees, and with that amount, then they separate 15 to 20 tree. 15 to 20 trees. They left 15 to 20 trees per hectare for the seed, and then remaining tree they can harvest from the forest. But while harvesting the timber product, they need to do assessment first, and then that assessment should be passed from the division forest office, and only after that they can harvest the timber product.
Okay, thank you very much for your answer.
Thank you.
ขอคำถามสุดท้ายค่ะ The last question มีไหมคะ Okay, once again, thank you so much for Sabina and Shivaraj for join the training with us and also share a beautiful country and how to improve your English language. It is very useful for our participants. So I also would like to use this opportunity to ask from my participant to be a representative for our group to say something to you. So มีใครจะเป็นตัวแทนกล่าวขอบคุณไหมคะพี่สุทัศน์
เดี๋ยวผมปิดหน้าจอดีกว่า in the behalf of the participant, I want to thank you your suggestion for the beginning to learn English. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you
Thank
for
you
the
so much for
opportunity.
having us.
Okay, this for today and also very thank you Nidis Sabina and Sora สำหรับวันนี้นะคะเราขอจบการอบรมเพียงเท่านี้นะคะแล้วก็เดี๋ยวพรุ่งนี้เจอกันใหม่ตอนบ่ายโมงนะคะเราจะเปิดห้องประชุมก่อนเวลา15 นาทีนะคะขอบคุณมากค่ะทุกคนเจอกันพรุ่งนี้ค่ะ
เราต้องออกยังไงอ่ะมันยังไม่มี QR
เดี๋ยวสักครู่นะคะน้องเดี๋ยวค่ะเดี๋ยวหนูแชร์ QR code ให้
Thank you so much, Kambu. I'm not sure, but Kabunka, I guess. Kabunka.
Yes, your pronounce is very nice Subina ขอบคุณค่ะ
Thank you.
ขอบ
Kabunka.
คุณมากค่ะ Sabina and Shivaraj
Kabunka.
ขอบคุณมาก
Thank you, everybody, and have a nice day.
so much ดีบ้า
Shivaraj thank you Hiba
Okay, thank you, everybody. Bye-bye. Nice to meet all of you. Hope we can meet someday again. Bye-bye.
บ๊ายบายบ๊ายบายค่ะ
หนูปิดหรือยังเนี่ยเราเนี่ยยังออกไปเลยก็ได้ออกรีบในรีบเจ้าออกจากแชทเนี่ยของเจ้าอยู่ในโอนี่อยู่ข้างบน
รีบออกไปเลยได้ใช่ไหมคะ
สแกนแล้วใช่ไหมคะสแกนออกให้ด้วยนะคะ
สแกนออก QR code อันไหนคะ
ที่โชว์อยู่หน้าจอค่ะเห็นไหมคะ
โอเคค่ะ สแกนแล้วออกได้เลยใช่ไหมคะ
ใช่ค่ะ
ขอบคุณค่ะ
อันเดียวกับประเมินเลยใช่ไหมคะ
ใช่ค่ะอันเดียวกันค่ะ